fourth fear that I want to address today, fear of failure. So fear of success, as much as the fear of success is common and prevalent, fear of failure is also very common, where we are stemming from that space of authority, responsibility, and where success is not a great criteria growing up, but survival is a criteria. Anyone here, while growing up, survival is important to you more than success or more than richness, right? When that survival becomes important to you, then naturally the polarity of that survival is the fear of failure. Can you all just step back and see that? And see just that. If your childhood or growing up or climbing up the ladders in your organizations or your careers or your jobs, is it for survival or success? And if it is for survival, can you just bring your awareness to it? You don't have to do anything. Was it for survival? And if it is, just look at it. And if you can see that, and if you connected with it, or if you associated with it, most likely you will be acting on the edge. That is, you will not take action unless it is absolutely required. Anyone here who associate with acting on the edge? Only when it is about to be a disaster, only when it is absolutely required, that is when you will react or you will respond. That means your mind is continuously and still playing this game of survival. Because all that was important for you was to survive, was to be independent, was to be able to think freely. That's all was important for you, not to depend on anyone, because if you depend on them, they will control you. And if you made your life based on those things, then you will be acting on the edge. So I want you to bring your awareness to that. Step back, bring your awareness to that. And see if you claim yourself to be a performing person under pressure. You perform well under pressure. If something is absolutely required to be done, you will raise up to the occasion. If that's your pattern, just step back, and I want you to see that in you. And as a result, you can always be in constant scarcity, no money, lack of resources, always running short of resources, but you will make it. And by any chance in your language, are you too contented that life moves on? Life moved on so far. And if this resonates with you, just show me a hand. Thank you. And now I want you to free yourself from it. And this acting on the edge is always last minute, being late to events, late to things, late to people, late. Or it can be extra preparation, to be very early, very soon, to know everything. That's the polarity of this survival. And as a result of that fear of survival, the fear of unknown. You have to know everything because there should be no threat to your survival. There should be no threat to your independence. There should be no threat to your freedom. There should be no disturbance to you. That's the polarity. And that fear of failure keeps you average and mediocre because that's the fear. Thank you. And now I want you to step back and I want you to see yourself in the center. And I want you to remove those hooks to be fearful of authority. Remove those hooks from the fear of responsibility. Fear of responsibility can stem as you have to give experiences to your children. You have to experience life. You have to create comfort. So remove the hooks of fear of responsibility and remove the hook from feeling the responsibility and taking the responsibility because you're stuck in both the ways. And remove yourself from the hook of fear of success, fear of surviving, fear of being alive and others couldn't. And remove that hook of fear of failure. And fear of failure, this is one more situation which I didn't mention earlier. If you're in big families, if you're coming from communities and cultures where people have expectations from you, your parents expect something from you to give back. And there, if there is a fear of failure, of failing their expectations, you will take it to the external world too. So release that fear and see that. Whether you are able to release it or not, I want you to bring your awareness to it. See that. If you're not doing anything because you don't want to fail by attempting something, so you don't start anything at all. Anyone here who is associating with it that you cannot start things or you take time to start things? Thank you. And now free yourself from those hooks. Thank you. And just show me a hand when you think you freed yourself from those hooks. That's all. I just want you to see. We are not working on any other things today. Just I want you to bring that awareness. If you could see that, just show me a hand. That's an acknowledgement to your own mind that you saw that.